Oh,
And then on the other side of that,
moving.
Fakey and Java, the return of the Bodvar, and also Fakey ever since switching over to Mordex earlier in Winners. This is exactly what Fakey needs to stay on.
Ooh, Fakey down low. Took a little
Fakey,
bit of a chance
cannot
there.
get knocked out that early after I built you up like that. Don't do that to me.
Listen, I understand it because especially setting the stakes for game one, setting the stage for it, if you can take those early knockouts, if you can spring forward, that momentum could propel you through the rest of the set. We've seen some clean 3-0s just recently.
Yeah, and I think that the red team does, in terms of weapon lineup, I think the red team does feel a little bit more comfortable here on Demon Island, even though this stage, of course, is a domain for characters like Mordex as well as Java Hammer in general off stage. But that coverage that you're going to see out of Daddy there, just covering with the Lance, allowing AyoBlue to set up. And if you don't have a lot of room to hide on that stage, not only will that bone neutral sig catch you on the stage, but slide cancel ones will catch you as you drift off too.
Yeah, I mean, just a bunch of terrifying options, and you're talking about catching off stage because those walls are so incredibly short. And you see, hey, you had to peek your head, and DaddyHiZo was there for the finish.
Oh my goodness, though. The snatch and received package sent back to sender. Incredible job from Java because he was focusing heavily on AyoBlue and then just turned target focus right over to Daddy.
Yeah, Java, you see him moving around with the neutral air and the side air on that hammer, stomp into scoop to finish the deal. But I know he was looking forward to the neutral air and the side air on the hammer in particular, off the latest patch. They're effectively returned to their state from the earliest part of last year.
Yeah, I've gotten to see Stomp Sarah. I made this joke at least 3 times this weekend, but it is finally back. The fact that it's a playable option right now, and this is something we've always said. Java Hammer is one of the most fearful things to see amongst all of the great Bodvars, but he's the only one who's really doing it right now. Of course, we saw a couple of Nashes as well throughout this weekend, whether it be from South America or even today.
Yeah, Crocky was rocking that.
Yes. Yeah, make sure if you caught that earlier on the side stream, even though it is over now, twitch.tv/Pro Brawlhalla. And this is a very, very even game.
Gosh,
and that is a double KO to
man.
shut up that statement immediately.
Yeah, that is an absolutely brutal option. It starts out pretty low, but that nice scooping kick can really score you multiple knockouts.
And right now for the blue team, you do have both of them in the red, so it's not too far off. Any stray hit will lead to an edge guard. Here we go. This is a big opportunity for Fakey. But Daddy just sneaking right underneath and also right in front of Java with no fear. Java looking for, I believe, the sword neutral sig, but not getting lead to a recovery back. Maybe? No, not with that coverage. And AyoBlue trying to go get the save, but AyoBlue might end up losing this one in the midst of it, but gets away with that nair.
Yeah, AyoBlue's movement has been actually ridiculous. On stage, he was playing right around Java's shoulder blades. Off stage, unfortunately, wasn't able to get that save, but he didn't pay for it with his own stock.
And now Fakey's going to lose that final stock there. This is a little bit difficult, TWK. Like, I think one of the things that Java does perform very well in these positions sometimes, but the fact that you're staring at a full, healthy stock for AyoBlue still, there's no shot Daddy goes over there to try and give you a free, like, scoop off the stage off a hammer recovery.
Oh, big hammer neutral air from below the stage, just enough to knock out AyoBlue. But, man, Java has all but dwindled out of here.
Java still putting up as much of a fight as possible. Gets caught in center, though. Yeah, sweat beads out. There was nothing you could do to avoid that follow-up, whether it be the Sair or AyoBlue covering you. Did make a valiant effort at the end, but it is going to be AyoBlue and DaddyHiZo once again putting themselves up in the lead.
Yeah, so that sets the stage now. They've got the momentum. What do you think is going to be the answer for Fakey and Java to fight this back?
Well, first off, dealing with the damage dealt, because that was 559 and 540 respectively put on both from DaddyHiZo and AyoBlue. They had, I would say they had control focus on the side of the stage, but really it's just they kept getting separated. You couldn't really see Fakey set anything up for Java. You need those sight strings to line up for Java to close out with that hammer, or even the sword. Maybe he spends more time on sword next game. I would be kind of surprised if we go back to Demon Island, which was immediate. That was the first ban that Java put out, so we are not going to see that. I feel like the stage was too beneficial for stage control for the red team, and they're going to try and use a soft platform now to mix it up.
Yeah, it seems to be, because we're getting to stare at the options. There was, you know, Small Enigma, Fabled City, and it looks like we are going over to, which was the final, Apocalypse here?
Honestly, it happened so fast, I didn't catch it. So I was hoping you caught it.
But something with platforms up top. Oh, Small
Okay,
Fortress Alliance. All right, so we do have that one small platform.
Yeah,
That'll
this
be
is
floating overhead.
actually not even probably. This is the most commonly picked map so far today for North America. A lot of people liking the ability to just have that soft platform, but also just enough room to kind of sneak underneath and avoid some edge guards with the way that this layout is compared to Apocalypse.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, everybody talks about the pillars that go underneath the stages. When you can actually use that as just a stage pick to wall off that option entirely, quite literally, it makes your edge guard game that much more stable.
Yes, and so far Fakey has become a bit more stable. He's been able to find more sidelights, get some combos going. There's a recovery. Trying to catch him with the side stick. Won't get him going high, though. Java has taken, again, a lot of damage, but Fakey has at least turned up.
See them jockeying for position. Fakey, the healthiest one on the field, but not by a lot. We're going to see some domino knockouts happening one after the other.
Yeah, you're staring down Olgrim, so that is not the biggest defensive lead you can have right now. That's a D-Light Sear. Won't be enough of that. Weapon toss will solidify it. Oh, actually, no.
Just enough!
He just snuck his way in. Still getting back on. Getting a lot of mileage out of the stock.
Yeah, I mean, he's managed to turn that into at least Java being able to convert into the knockout. Gave him enough of that pressure relief. And now DaddyHiZo, the only one left on his first stock.
He's still holding on to this, and this is Olgrim, so you can kind of just swing recklessly a little bit and find some trades to build that damage up. But it's on the lance, so it's not going to be as frightening necessarily as the axe where you get those straight hits, but that side light will take it as we even up the set.
All right, AyoBlue taken to the sky so that way he doesn't get caught in a sandwich combo. That's what we've kind of seen really propel leads and comebacks today, is anytime you get that moment alone with one of your opponents, you can delete them.
Oh, there have been so many good 2v1 combos today, and some of it coming by the hands of Fakey and Java, which progressively got better as the sets went on. DaddyHiZo going to use that wall to sneak his way back on, and they put a lot of damage on the AyoBlue in the meantime.
Man, Java with his neutral control, it seems like every time that you are a little bit unsure, back on your heels, he's got a big hammer swing waiting for you.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed to. Look at how Java has picked it up a bunch since the beginning. The start of the game, he was taking so much damage. Here at this point, we are looking at him dominating.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been propelling just these knockouts to be early and efficient and just fantastic punishes. Every time that they're trying to swing on Fakey, he's able to return it for even more.
DaddyHiZo just going to miss that Sarah. Java's going to sneak his way back on. AyoBlue looking for anything, really. You catch a D-Light recovery and they're gone, but I think that they're just a little bit too scared to pull the trigger just because of the fact that Java's just been so good at getting these whip punishes. You can't let him get that free damage. Java just finally go down. Fakey gonna find his way back on. AyoBlue not gonna find him with that sidelight. There's a ground pound, and he dodges underneath Daddy.
Went for the second one, but AyoBlue was able to get back up on stage. But again, tagged in the back by Java.
DaddyHiZo trying to get as much life out of this again, and you saw DaddyHiZo actually doing his best to try and help out AyoBlue there. Did it get Fakey? No! Fakey instead gets both. This is exactly what we were saying before on winner's side. When the blue team was picking it up, it was Fakey who was first, waking up a bunch, and then Java joined him after, and that's kind of the same theme we saw here in this match. Fakey really picked it up, 586
Look at
damage.
this tail end here. They go for the double edge guard, but Fakey delays it, and before they can get him out of there, that recovery scores the double knockout. That was one of those, like, all or nothing moments.
Yes, and that does not bode well for the blue team, the fact that Fakey kind of woke up there along with Java. However, we've seen a lot of Game 5s today, so like I'm glad to see that they woke up because I would love to see it go to Game 5, considering this run that AyoBlue and DaddyHiZo have also been on. Remember, this is the team that put I believe it was this team. Yes, it was this team that put Made and Experience into the elimination side of the bracket in the first place. So
yeah, absolutely huge. Look at those second stocks so incredibly quickly. Just fell off a ledge.
Right now,
good on them for being able to turn it around.
I'd love to see it. And we're going to end up back on Demon Island. This is the stage that was definitely way more beneficial for the red team. So, well, what do you think compared to the first game, since we are back here, that the blue team is going to try and approach differently this time? I
think it's in a lot of Java and Fakey's movement in the first game, they're getting caught by a lot of those far-reaching grounded options from AyoBlue. The bow down light, the Kaya side signature that starts and scoops low. In game 2, we saw them consistently being able to jump over the down lights, jump over those side signatures. So I think those gameplay adjustments bode pretty well. Unfortunately, Java the first to fall.
Yeah, DaddyHiZo's axe was really popping off to start off this match here, so that is the last thing you want, having axe catch you that early and often. But Java answering back, taking very minimal damage, and essentially a slight difference on those two are holding the first stocks there, but AyoBlue was refusing to get hit, essentially.
Fakey going real hard for those scythe off stage.
Oh, this could be a big mistake here for AyoBlue!
Whoa!
Oh my God, he catches him tripping off to the side of the stage. He tried to get him on a cross-up with the when he came back on, and instead, there's Java again, like earlier, catching a really early Sair KO.
Yeah, I mean, he has been going for him. He's been finding purchase with them every single time. Even just the damage. Look, the momentary pressure that they get on AyoBlue, having to back him up. And DaddyHiZo just can't get stable ground.
This is, man, you love to see it. It's like we saw incredible spear play from Java for a good while when he switched off to the Hattori, but it just feels like Java's back to where he wants to be. Granted, that is not the place you want to be, facing the bottom depths of the blast zone as AyoBlue strikes back.
That's the danger. You know, they had the answer for AyoBlue's grounded game, but not yet the off-stage game.
Let's see if they can try and find a solution and give them a game lead here, or do AyoBlue and DaddyHiZo continue to strike first? Essentially, Demon Island has been their game, but Fakey refusing to give this one up. There comes the sider, and Fakey's gonna finally lose it.
All right, so a tenuous stock lead for AyoBlue and DaddyHiZo. But look at all that damage building up on Java. They got a decent amount of extra credit, and that could spell doom. Fakey has an extended 1v2 that he's got to fight.
And this is pretty much the end of set 1v2. Oh, they just missed the timing on it. That was supposed to be so clean, but at this point, double the weapon toss out. You're behind 4 stocks. Even if you did somehow get back on, it was kind of a wrap at that point. You don't want to burn too much endurance. Granted, some people have made some incredible comebacks today. I am heavily paying attention to, yeah, there it is. I needed to see how much damage Fakey did that game, and particularly on the scythe, because the scythe was what was working before. They figured it out that game. They brought it all the way down. He didn't crack 100 on the damage before. Let's take a look at how close this was, by the way.
Man, missed it by
frames,
inches.
Literal frames off from catching that.
I love this split, though. Look at the coverage. One wide, reverse the down air, just to cover that path back to the wall.
Yeah, that was a what we call a checkmate scenario. Yeah, just look at the minimized damage on both parties involved. Java, of course, had that really good KO. But you think about it, Java essentially stole that one away from AyoBlue with that early sider. So that's one that could get you back in the game. But overall, the damage over time was not enough, and it seems like Demon Island is just a nightmare scenario for them. They cannot let them get that if we go to Game 5.
Yeah, Fakey and Java, I mean, they dealt half the damage that DaddyHiZo and AyoBlue did.
Yeah, that's
rough. That is a rough difference to overcome.
A recipe for not success, if you will. And we're going to get Miami Dome as the next stage pick. I mean, we did see them utilize the soft platform before on Lions, so maybe trying to use both. It did help them a ton before.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it keeps the underground pillar, so that way you can't cross over underneath. And, you know, fairly similar wall sizes and platform airspace.
Yes, and particularly the platform airspace. You mentioned before when they won, they were always away from bow delight. They were always away from bow, period.
Right
yeah.
there.
So it definitely seems like their evasiveness is picked up, or at least it seemed like it up until this point, because the blue team, again, is behind.
Yeah, I mean, right now they've just had struggle getting footing in the neutral game. Wait, but an early knockout off the top ties up the stocks.
That is, okay, so the numbers don't do Java justice, apparently, because most of his KOs have been coming from positions where you don't expect him to get it. Great reversals. But DaddyHiZo has been kind of unchecked on how, like, still, Fakey has been hit. He's been blocking with his face against Lance so far, and DaddyHiZo is just kind of rushing in on it. He has to find a solution, that or maybe trade. Let Java be the one to go try to fight DaddyHiZo right now.
Yeah, because DaddyHiZo, man, I want to see his damage stats at the end of this game, because he has just been running the entire runway. I mean, he has controlled center stage for the majority of this game, and he is effectively a stage hazard.
Yeah, you're very right on that, actually. Because even when they finally switched, he still got Java. So Fakey finally has that opportunity here. They go ahead and focus on AyoBlue so Java can get over there to try and get DaddyHiZo. That Sair will do it, and we're at an even game.
All right, Fakey and AyoBlue, the ones to watch. You can see him approaching into the red. Java goes for the early knockout up top. He's always so crucial on getting those chases right when it matters most.
I love this. It just feels like true to form on Java's max performance. Also, Fakey going all the way up to the skies. They immediately look to get a power play on AyoBlue. DaddyHiZo starting to get caught a bit more. Not so much the stage hazard as he was at the beginning.
AyoBlue trying to set up. Oh, went for some big read. I think he might have pivoted that down light the wrong way, but picks up the second one for a knockout. Stocks 2-1 each.
Yeah, big opportunity, but you saw Java back off when he thought about maybe going for a recovery to try and reverse DaddyHiZo, because AyoBlue was standing right there. If you make that attempt, he's going to punish you for it. And now, blue team both, you're on their last stock, behind 2-1. They can't make any more mistakes if they want to keep this bracket run alive.
Yeah, I think they've got to be looking at AyoBlue as kind of the main factor here to take out. If they can take him out, get that 1v2, the practiced combos can help clean up against DaddyHiZo.
Yeah, and we'll see if it's even enough to get it done too, because DaddyHiZo has looked left, looked right. It doesn't matter where he's facing, he will find his target mark. And Java trying to separate them, trying to send DaddyHiZo off, and instead going to be Java who gets red on his high recovery. And now, one last hope diminished as we see AyoBlue and DaddyHiZo move forward and keep this run alive at Winter Champs.
Yeah, that was really clean. They were able to kind of counteract the gameplay adjustments that Fakey and Java had made, you know, particularly in Game 2. And especially on this map, man, it was the perfect amount of runway for DaddyHiZo to just take over the stage.
And I'm also
650 damage for DaddyHiZo. AyoBlue,
underrated thing with AyoBlue, I'm going to point out, because I did look at that damage, but AyoBlue also only took 348 throughout the whole game. And look at how most of this was just DaddyHiZo just doing his thing. Like, you look at the graph there, the numbers were low for AyoBlue. He was not really getting hit.
It was those early knockouts that Java was able to get.
Oh, true. I forgot. Java did get the early KO off the top twice, so that did make a big difference. But the fact that AyoBlue still wasn't really getting hit too much. It wasn't AyoBlue's fault for anything. It was just DaddyHiZo.
Great plays by Java, taking those stocks. But yeah, DaddyHiZo. He owned that stage.
I'm here for it. I'm always here for whenever you see